Hello and welcome back to another episode of Shimrath Plays Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead. These are the continuing adventures of our new character, Dusk, member of the National Guard who crashed in a helicopter, was chased away from the crash site, heavily wounded, limping into the woods with the rest of her crew members turned to zombies giving chase, trying to devour her brain. I think it turns out that Dusk was very much in shock in running away and then traveling for several hours of the day through the woods, along some trails, approaching farms thinking there might be a safe place to rest and getting chased by even more zombies. Grabbing a frying pan out of an old house and beating a fast-running zombie to death with it, and then walking along the road until finally climbing up onto the top of a silo and noticing a cabin out in the wilderness all by itself, and making her way there. And once inside, started looking around for things to eat, things to help. Found a pitchfork, found a gun, and then started to lose her mind a bit and destroy the furniture with the pitchfork, bending the pitchfork in the process. As you can see over here under pitchfork, it's already damaged because I was beating a metal locker with it. And in the end, moving furniture around thinking there had to be something secret hidden within this place, some secret stash of supplies somewhere, and there turned out not to be. At any rate, at this point, I think Dusk settles down and finally comes into her own senses a bit and realizes, hey, I'm in the National Guard. I have an item called a personal go bag, and a personal go bag can be unpacked, which means it has stuff in it. This whole time, I potentially may have had exactly what I need to care for my injuries, food to eat, perhaps. I don't know exactly what's in there. I've never unpacked a go bag before, but we're about to find out. So we may as well do it right here by the window, and we'll go ahead and using the A key to use an item. I think activate is sort of what the A stands for. We can go over here and unpack our personal go bag. Now, we have done it. And we can now look at the items on the floor. There is, on the floor, a flashlight, a lighter, a multi-tool, a pocket knife, a radio, a roll mat, towel, army jacket, army pants, backpack, friggin' backpack, compression top, a duffel bag, lots of stuff to carry stuff in, long underwear bottoms, earplugs, pairs of socks, raincoats, rain hood, rolled sleeping bag, t-shirts, tack vest, some bottles of clean water, a few MREs, a first aid kit, and a light battery, an army helmet, a pair of combat boots, and a pair of tactical gloves. So, oddly enough, because of traumatic injuries to her body and some seeing her own companions on the helicopter, twisted into undead creatures chasing her through the woods, she just ran like an animal into the countryside and wandered like a mad person and started to beat up furniture in this cabin before finally realizing, wait, I have everything I need and I'm trained for this. Right. So, that's a start. That's a very good start, actually. I think the first thing we should probably do is open up that first aid kit and treat these wounds, right? I think the little bit of reading I did previously told me that without a first aid kit, the only thing that can really relieve your pain is alcohol, or other drugs if you have them. But I think I found a beer in one of those houses, but I don't know that would be strong enough to bring the pain level down. Okay, we are going to I think I'm pressing the wrong buttons. In my inventory, I have a first aid kit. Did I pick it up? Did I do anything? Do I even know how to play this game? You might be asking. Aha, I think it's still on the floor, which is why I did not pick it up. I'm gonna get it. Oh, I can't get it because I've unpacked my bag. I'm going to go ahead and dispose of the pitchfork, dropping it on the floor, and then I'm going to, is it this key? Yes, disassemble the start parentheses button. So we are going to disassemble that, and then we're going to get, actually we're not going to get, we're going to use, yeah, we can definitely take some aspirin. We've now taken 2 aspirins because the pain is severe. We'll take some more later. And we can apply some antiseptic. I guess we'll just go ahead and start. Everything except for my head is in trouble, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and put antiseptic on everything because I don't remember where exactly the zombies bit me, and I don't know for sure. I've not played this game enough to know that it really I mean, I think it does matter when a zombie bites you. I think you can get infected and turn into a zombie, or get really sick and die. And I don't really want that to happen, but I figure I was in a helicopter crash, I may as well disinfect everything. So here we go with the right leg, left leg, right arm, left arm, and torso. Luckily, my head wasn't damaged. Now, I think I'm also going to put bandages, medical gauze, bandages. Do these things all help? Let's put medical gauze on my left leg. Hold on. Before we do that, there's medical tape. Oh, the first aid kit instruction booklet. Bandages. Simple cloth bandages used for healing small amounts of damage. And then where's the medical gauze? Is that already in my inventory? Yes. Forget how to compare items here. Capital. Small I is inventory. Big I is compare items. So I'm going to compare medical gauze with bandages. Okay, so medical gauze is a decent sized piece of cotton, sterilized and sealed. It's designed for medical purposes. You could use it to craft bandages. I already have bandages. Oh, I see. It does. It's like a little. It's not as good as at stopping bleeding. Just things are basically the same. So, I guess I'm not really sure exactly what the difference is here. At any rate, what I'm going to do is apply bandages to all the same parts. Not the most exciting part of the game, but this needs to be done. Oh, did I just do the same body part twice? I think I did. I think I put bandages on. Okay, I'm going to check one more time. I think I was a little careless. Bandage, you don't expect improvement from using this. Same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. Okay, alright. So that's about all I can do for myself as far as that goes. Now, let's think about this. And while I look at my inventory and go through this stuff, I may pause and just fast forward while I think, so you don't have to sit through it. But then again, I may just narrate what I'm thinking, and you all can follow along with my terrible thoughts here. One thing I learned in between sessions is that rather than during a fight going to use the capital P to look at the messages. Messages, there's not a lot of room over here underneath. Sound is the last listing, and then there's only basically 2 lines here. But you can press capital N, and that will take the mini map away, so you can actually see more. So like in the middle of a fight, when you're only really concerned about what's happening close up around you, that might be an okay way to kind of track what's happening from turn to turn. But if you're in a situation where you want to see how close the enemies in your mini map are, or whether they're headed your way and stuff like that, you'll kind of want both. But capital N will allow you to switch back and forth between the two. So, all right, my mood is happy. I'm happy at this point. I think I was happy when I arrived here. I think just getting away from the wilderness and coming to my senses made me happy. I'm not happy about my bent pitchfork, but I suppose I'm happy about everything else. I feel like one of the things I could do is go ahead and decide what I'm going to be wearing, but before that, I think I at least want to grab this backpack and wear it, because that'll allow me to go around the house and sort of collect all the books and stuff and get them into one place, which I think I will do now, actually. I think I will get all of the books here and all of the books here. There are some books in this pile of rubble, because I beat the bookshelf up, and I think that might be it for books, or is it? Books. No. Nice fan, in case the weather gets too hot. There is a car buying guide. Yeah, here we go. By the way, the comma button means grab everything on the list, pick everything up at once. And my nice blankets and stuff over here, but I don't know. At some point I'm going to drag all these blankets and pillows over into this bedroom that's not open to the cold, and probably make this the place I'm going to sleep. Unless we can sleep on this couch, in which case we could probably put a fire in the place and read by the fire. For now, let's take all the books we just got and let's just drop them all. Well, actually, let's just hold on to them while we read them. I guess what we're going to do is read everything just to find out. So I'm going to cycle through these real quick, and it's not going to be very interesting. What I'm doing is basically browsing all of these so that I know what they'll do for us. So at this point, I've looked at all the books. I've basically browsed every single book, and now I know what's happening, right? So now when I hit read, it'll basically tell me what I can get from this. Let's start at the least interesting stuff. This is a book just for fun. Same with this, and same with this. So, zombie survival guide. You think that would be useful? It's not. Okay, 3 U.S. weekly magazines could bring up my speaking, but my current speaking is 2, and it can only raise it to 1. First aid kit instruction booklet, I already have a skill of 1, so no use. Computer world, I have a 3, so raising that to 1. Now, everything else in here is good for me to read. So I have the ability now to bring up my bartering, shotguns, driving, tailoring, speaking, survival, bartering, cooking, melee, cooking, survival, and cutting weapons. So multiple books on various subjects, but all of these skills are 0 except for my speaking skill, and even the self-esteem book can bring my speaking skill up. It also tells you how long it will take to read a chapter, and some of them have recipes that can teach you how to make certain things, and some of them are fun. The only one that's not fun is when you start to get to these higher numbers of skills, it becomes not fun to read because it's work, right? You're getting deep in the weeds of whatever the subject matter is, and it's no longer entertaining. But reading something like cutting weapons sounds pretty good to me. First aid is already at 1, and I don't have anything that's going to make that any higher.